spicini, the southern bent-winged bat, is a subspecies of microbat. It is listed as critically endangered. This bat is insectivorous and hibernates in winter. Its population has declined vastly in the last 50 years due to multiple threats. Biologists are trying to find new ways to conserve this bat from going extinct. The southern bent-winged bat is a member of the Chiriptera order, meaning night flyers. Bats are the only mammals capable of powered flight. MS spicini is the subspecies of Miniopterus shriebersi, the common bent-winged bat, both being endemic to Australia. That includes wetlands, woodlands, and coastal vegetation throughout southeast South Australia and western Victoria. It roosts in caves, mines, and coastal cliffs in these regions. The bat's survival depends on its two maternity caves, the best known being the World Heritage listed Naracoorte Bat Cave in South. The southern bent-winged bat is insectivorous and hunts at night. It preys on local insects, eating 25% of its body weight daily, keeping balance in their population. Provides fertilizer when it defecates in the forest, providing nutrients to the plant life. This is a linear food chain of the southern bent-winged bat and its ecosystem. The bat mainly feeds on moths and beetles, which feed on tree leaves. The southern bent-winged bat is hunted by owls. The southern bent-winged bat is a secondary consumer, as are small marsupials such as native rats and bandicoots and small birds. Tertiary consumers include hawks, feral cats, foxes, and owls. Primary consumers include insects and rabbits. Producers include tree leaves, grass, and crops. If the southern bent-winged bat became extinct, it would affect both sides of the food web. The bat eats 25% of its body weight on a daily basis. Bat's extinction would cause a growth in the insect populations, which would impact on the producers. Overconsumption of human food crops would lead to a food shortage. On the tertiary side, the predators would target other secondary animals and reduce their populations. In 1960, the southern bent-winged bat's population was estimated between 100 and 200,000. Since 1990, its population has declined as much as 67%. One cause of the bat's decline is drought. In December 2006, a drought wiped out insect populations around Naracoorte. As a result of this, over 300 southern bent-winged bats were found dead at the bottom of Naracoorte Bat Cave. Another threat that declines this bat's population is pesticide ingestion. The prey that the southern bent-winged bats feed on can often be infected with pesticides, such as DDT. When the bat feeds on these insects, they can be poisoned and die. The biggest threat to the southern bent-winged bat would be the degradation of either one of their maternity caves through human or environmental disturbance. This could cause cave abandonment or impact on successful breeding. The maternity caves provide ideal conditions to nurse young bats. The Bonifacio Regional Action Plan was undertaken in 2009 to determine causes of decline, monitor the bat's population, and discover possible conservation. Fencing has now been put up at Warrnambool Maternity Cave in Victoria to reduce the amount of disturbance from humans and wild animals. The southern bent-winged bat is one of many unique animals endemic to Australia and is labelled as critically endangered. Just because this bat is not well known doesn't mean it shouldn't be preserved. This bat is equally as important as other animals and has its own role in its ecosystem. It needs to be protected in the hope that its numbers can recover.
Created using Powtoon.